First, me hearties and people who are tuning into this video. Because I am your humble pirate Captain Toast. And I usually talk about things I find in the entertainment industry that I'd like to talk about. And in this case, we finally get a conclusion on the entire loot box debacle of EA. And what happened with the Dutch that decided to fine EA, well, $6 million, unless FIFA ditches the loot box system. I consider it somewhat of a win, not really particularly a great win, but it's something better than nothing. So what's going on? Well, a few years ago, EA decided to launch a particular game called Star Wars Battlefront 2 with loot boxes. And what is a loot box in particular? Well, let me put it this way. If you go to a supermarket and you decide to buy a carton of milk, instead of you going to the store and asking for a carton of milk and you'll get a carton of milk, you go to the store, you pay the price for a carton of milk, and you get a carton of rotting cheese instead. That is what a loot box pretty much is. And you constantly have to pay until you get the character you want. What's the problem with that? It's pretty much a gambling mechanic. And the Dutch realized it and decided to form a institution about it, called the Kansspelautoriteit. That's how you pronounce it because I'm Dutch myself. Pretty much it's translated to Chance Game Authority. And it pretty much entails that it decides what is and isn't a chance game. And it decided that games like FIFA and other games like that who have loot boxes in them are games that are chance games. And what does this entail? Well, in the Netherlands, you need a license for this game, and you are forced to advocate for certain audiences. More particular, adult audiences who at least have knowledge that they're playing into a gambling system. And that isn't the audience of EA. The audience of EA are small boys and girls who are too young to understand what really gambling is and what they're doing. So your teenagers and nephews, kind of like that. That is the target audience of EA. And what the Dutch law decided to do was fine EA for $6 million. That is quite a hefty sum. But for a billion-dollar company like EA, that is fairly small. Not that big, but it is something. It is at least a good hit to this, and I hope it will continue onward with this. But I could be wrong. I mean, EA came with the great argument of surprise mechanics. I have one question about that. Why is it monetized then? Because even though it's surprise mechanics, you can have those mechanics without forcing the players to pay money for it. A good game, for example, doing the exact same thing without asking you to pay money for it is Xenoblade 2. It also has a gacha system in it, but the only way you get to play that gacha system is with the effort you put into it, not with your own hard-earned cash or the cash of your parents. But I'll leave it at that. I'd be Pirate Captain Toast, this here be me rant for today, and I wish thee the bestest of seas and bestest of mead. Please subscribe to my channel to join me crew, follow me on Bitchute and Twitter, and jump on my ship on my Discord server as well. And I wish thee farewell.